put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. I am Adanna Combie, and yes, my green blazer is hopes that we'll see sunshine today on this rainy day. In studio is our guests, and they're going to be talking about a farmers' public consultation. We have with us Casey Marie Boucher-Koon Koon and Darren Henry. They are both representatives from the Department of Agriculture and the Department of Natural Resources and Forestry. Good morning, guys, and welcome to our program.
Good morning,
Right, it's a good thing to have you guys here. We know, especially during the rainy season, farmers have a lot of challenges, with both crop and livestock. And so there's going to be a farmers' public consultation, and I'm sure you will be speaking about some of the issues that are relevant to the proper care of your stock, your livestock, and your crops.
Yes. So actually, we know that there's a challenge in terms of wildlife pests on farmers. There are conflicts. So what we're trying to do is to find solutions. There's no one solution to the challenge that we face. So we decided to have meet with the farmers and have us share our ideas, share their ideas, so we can work together to solve some of the challenges that the farmers face and we face also. So on the 22nd of August at the Scarborough Library, we invited farmers, environmentalists, and just general members of the public to come out to the consultation at 6 p.m. on the 22nd of August. There'll be one held on the 29th of August at the Louisdor Multipurpose or Betsy Multipurpose Facility. And on the 5th of September, there's one being held at the Castara Multipurpose or Community Center.
And that, of course, is to cover the farmers on the wider broad spectrum of Tobago.
Yes.
Right? And, of course, you said there are some challenges which include insects and stuff like that, right? So tell us some more of the challenges that they face.
Well, we're here to cover, we're dealing with bird pests and mammal pests. And this, my co-worker here, we're going to focus on more of those that affect from the agriculture perspective. Okay. I'll shoot to the forestry perspective and she's dealing with the agriculture perspective.
All right. So let's get straight into it.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. Under the Department of Agriculture, Food Production Department, the Plant Protection Unit, which is the unit that I work under, is responsible for identifying pests primarily in crops, but we do identify pests and diseases in all flora across the island. So we'll be focusing on the pernicious pests that are prevalent during the rainy season in Tobago. Of course, giant African snail is prevalent now. We'll also be dealing with issues of the leatherleaf slug, another mollusk that is plaguing many of our farmers and home gardeners right now. And they will have the opportunity to bring to the fore some of the other things that they're seeing that probably have not reached our air just yet. So the consultation will allow farmers to raise issues that we may not have seen yet, and for us to guide them as to how they manage these pests.
I was just about to ask also, of course, the consultation will sort of bring resolution to some of the issues that they're facing as to how to deal with the pests, how to remove them, how to, stuff like that to safeguard their crop.
Yeah, that's part of the objective, because some farmers have some success stories. We know agoutis are a challenge to cassava and or root crops, and some farmers have some success stories. So the idea is for us to put out all of our ideas, some people to share success stories, so others will take it back and see how best they can implement it on their farm holdings, basically. Because no one solution, we have a challenge on the island regarding the best.
And it's good to have a consultation because, as you said, you gather information, people's experiences. Now, although you have the expertise within the division, it's good to have the public consultation where they come in and bring their stories, they bring their challenges and stuff like that. Tell us again, you mentioned about 2 or 3 different consultations?
We're having three consultations, one on the 22nd of August at the Anne Mitchell Gift Auditorium in the Scarborough Library at 6 p.m. The second one will be held on the 29th of August at the Louisdor/Betsy Multipurpose Facility, and the third one on the 5th of September at in Castor at the Community Center. Recently, we have observed that a lot of the bird pests are on the rise, and we have to, yes, agriculture is a very important part of the economical development of Tobago. So we can't just sit by and have the pests take over, because we have to eat also. But bearing in mind, we have to do the necessaries and also keep everything in equilibrium, basically.
That's right. And not just eat, we also have to make money from our food, right?
Yes,
we
we
also
have
to
to.
sell, we have to export. We have to, as you said, it's an economic pillar on the island. So we have to ensure that we safeguard our crops and all the things that we produce to bring income and also to feed our families.
But one of the things we observe too, some people, we might be contributing to some of the challenges that we're facing. For example, in the past year, we have seen 2 videos where people would have been extracting a agouti from a live boa constrictor. Snakes are the natural predators to the agoutis. And when everybody have a phobia, since biblical days, people have a phobia about snakes. So they tend to kill snakes, but snake have its own role to play in the whole ecosystem. And the boa constrictor, the larger ones, will control to some extent the population of agoutis. Now, agouti have a gestation period of every 3 months, of 3 months basically. So it means that agouti could breed 3-4 times per year.
Right.
So you see the challenge, and when you take out the natural predator of the agouti and then you have abundant food source, you see what could happen. And but one farmer would have given us his success story, simple, by just having dogs on his farm, and his agouti problem was solved. So that's why we want to consult with the people to harness all the ideas. We don't have all the solutions because and then we had challenges too, because I remember growing up and a lot of farmers had shotguns. To call some of the vermins, which were the squirrels and the parrots, etc. But now with the whole situation with the crime, and I'm just maybe thinking that maybe because of the situation with crime, farmers now on the island have shotguns to control pests, the parrot and those kind of things now. And then again, the parrot was a vermin, but is now a protected species basically. They would have changed that about 2 to 4 years ago. So the status of the parrot has changed, which have its own complications in terms of controlling it on private holdings.
Yes, because parrots eat your peas, don't they?
No, not peas.
No, it's not peas, but what parrots eat.
The fruits, the
right,
mangoes, the
right, good.
cormorant. Yeah,
Right.
I've never seen them. Maybe they do, but mainly the cocoa, the parrots, the cocoa, your citrus. We have woodpeckers destroying citrus. We have the parakeets with flavor pepper, okra, sorrel. We have the purple gallinule, which is the prettiest bird to me in the world, and bugging people planting and dasheen. So we have a lot, even dasheen, the purple gallinule is destroying, causing problems to farmers.
This is a crop that grows underground, right?
The dasheen, yes.
Wow. So you see, the public education is good because at least we get to identify some of these pests, and we get to identify how we can treat with them. And as you said something earlier that sometimes mankind, sometimes we are our own enemies, right?
Well,
because sometimes we intercept in things that we shouldn't.
Certainly.
We should allow nature to take its course, and we should follow the procedures that are laid out and the guidelines that are laid out by the professionals.
Yeah, because if we cause any disruption in the whole equilibrium of the ecology, we have an imbalance. And for example, the agouti population appears to be very high on the island, and that is because of a number of factors: food source, people just killing the boa constrictors, etc., and other factors. And sometimes even the whole husbandry of how the farmer will keep his farm, encouraging vermins on his farm. Some people, we have a lot of part-time farmers, probably, that people are not spending the time on the farm. They go to work and then they spend 2 hours on the farm, and all day they leave the parrots and cockatoos and vermins out there to play, to do what they want on the farm, basically. Sometimes we're not harvesting crops at the right time. We're leaving them where we should pick them, and we're not doing that. The things changing.
Yeah.
Things changing. We have to protect some plants by whether we're sleeving them, the cocoa, or sleeving the crops, or putting nets over some
Cultural
beds.
practices.
Yeah.
But you said something there that even although the public consultation is primarily for farmers, I'm thinking people with small home gardens can also benefit, because you said something. I have a small home garden at home, a small kitchen garden, and you spoke about the right time to harvest. Sometimes you might go out there and the fruit looks like it's ready to be picked. You pick your tomato when you go inside, or you might think, nah, it's still green. Let's leave it to get red. But sometimes it's ready to be picked at green, and you could take it inside for it to get red, right? So stuff like that, I think, is also very important to discuss. And I think that the average person who wants to run a kitchen garden can benefit from some of the information that you will be speaking about at the public consultation, and not just strictly for farmers only. Am I correct?
Well, the consultation is not only for farmers, it's for environmentalists, any general member of the public who have an interest in, because almost everybody in Tobago have a kitchen garden.
Yeah.
That's right, that's right.
A consultation would include all persons interested in crop husbandry. It's far-reaching. It's far-reaching because we're talking about the macro pests, which would be the large, the mammals, the birds, etc. And then we'll also be looking at those smaller pests, including insects, mollusks, etc. Anything that feeds on plant material.
I know, and these slugs, they are so annoying, especially in the rainy season. You see them coming out. I have some peppers growing and they will not leave my peppers alone. And the black caterpillar, I've seen recently a black caterpillar devoured my celery. So I for sure, I encourage people to come out to the public consultation to hear what is being said, to air your views, also to bring your experiences as well as we discuss things pertaining to crops. Yeah.
And what I must reiterate, Darren would have spoken about it a little while ago, sanitation. Most people with pest issues fail to realize how important keeping the area clean, free of excess overgrowth, bushy overgrowth, excessive weeds. Those things harbor pests of all types, right? Because they have areas to hide. And in cases with the pests that we specialize in our department, they provide areas for breeding and multiplication. So you have to keep your growing areas clean and free of bush. Essentially.
Yeah, so we also have a responsibility to ensure that our environment is clean and that we provide a clean environment, a safe environment for our crops to grow and to thrive as well. Is there anything else you want to tell our viewing and listening public before we wrap this interview this morning?
Well, I just want to encourage people to come out to the consultation, come air your views. There's no one solution to the problem. We are all Tobagonians, we are all in it together, and we need to solve some of the challenges we face being faced by farmers across in Trinidad. So we have our own unique species. Some of the yagoti is not a problem to farmers in Trinidad, it's a problem here. The parrot is now moved from a vermin to a normal game species, and that is affecting us here in Tobago. So we just want people to come out, share their views, and so we can move forward, get the whole agriculture sector developed and properly managed.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We've been speaking with Cassie Marie Boucher-Koon Koon, who is a plant protection specialist in the Department of Agriculture, and Mr. Darren Henry, Assistant Conservatory of Forest in the Department of Natural Resources and Forestry. And they have been speaking about the public consultation for farmers and those who are interested in farming in general. The consultations will be held across the island of Tobago, and they're inviting everyone to come out, air your views, and to receive information that will help you to ensure that even your home small garden will be thriving. That's it for this discussion. We are here on the morning show on Tobago Updates. I am Adanna Combie. Of course, we're going to a break, but before we go, we invite you to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be back.